It's time once again for That Business Show with Jamie Meloni on 1250 Wins WHNZ, where business becomes show business. Now, live in studio and promoting the entrepreneurial spirit that drives the American economy, your host, Jamie Meloni.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business each and every morning at 8 a.m. here on 1250 WHNZ. And this show, again, all about business owners, entrepreneurs, people making a difference in and around the Tampa Bay and regional community. So thank you for tuning in this morning, and hopefully I got a lot of regulars to the show now. It's been a great format, having a lot of success with this and meeting just a lot of inspirational, influential people in our community, and just so much fun to be able to do this each and every morning. And I always like to extend an invite to other business owners and leaders in the community that would like to make an appearance on the show. I'm always looking for new ideas and content for the show. Please feel free to reach out to me. Just send me a quick message through my website, tampabayradio.com. There is a contact form on the site there. You can send me a message through the site, or you can just send me an email directly, jamie@tampabayradio.com. Also, over on my site, tampabayradio.com, you can see all of the past shows on demand. Check out the guest network of past guests that have been in the studio, and also see who's coming up each and every week as well. Also, please connect with me on all the different social networking sites, facebook.com/That Business Show. We put all the updates on there, past shows and previews of the upcoming guests on that site as well. And please follow me over on Twitter under the handle Jamie_Meloni. And also iTunes. We put this show up on the iTunes as well as YouTube with the videos. All the shows are streamed live, so you can catch us live in studio by heading over to Tampa Bay Radio and clicking on the live stream button. It's Working Women Wednesdays, a weekly feature brought to us by the Working Women of Tampa Bay Networking Group. And on the phone, I have CEO and founder of that group, Jessica Ravelli. Jessica, how are you doing this morning?
Good morning, Jamie. How are you?
Doing great. So, see that you're expanding the group into Dallas. Tell me a little bit about this.
Yeah, pretty exciting. We just announced it yesterday. It's been in the works for the last couple of months, but we will officially launch in Dallas, Fort Worth area in June. So just a couple of weeks. We've got a lunch planned there, a couple of lunches, and an evening event already planned out there. So the gal who will be running Working Women at Dallas Fort Worth, her name is Erin, and she's actually an old TV contact of mine. She was actually my boss in North Carolina 15-plus years ago when I was just starting out in TV, and she's been just watching Working Women grow here in Florida, and we started having conversations actually the end of last year to expand into Dallas with her leading the effort. So really exciting. Obviously, it's the first time that our networking organization has gone out of the state of Florida, so that's big news. And just the fact that, it's someone who has been a part of my life for a very long time is leading the efforts. It's just very cool. So super exciting news, and we're really excited to have an impact on the women's business community in Dallas, Fort Worth, just like we're having here in Tampa.
Yeah, that's incredible. Let's talk about some of the upcoming events that you have going on, and people can learn more about your organization as well as see all the many events that you have going on at workingwomenoftampabay.com. You're having a power lunch today at 11 a.m. With Christine Mendoza, a past guest on the Working Women's feature. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so, we do our power lunches once a month, and Christine, who was on Working Women Wednesday a couple of weeks ago, will be headlining it. She's going to be talking about the need to invest in women, especially as women entrepreneurs start a lot of these, companies that have, great impact, not only locally, but in some cases globally, which is something that she deals with as well. So she's just going to be talking about that changing culture of venture capitalists and other investors looking toward not only women but women-owned businesses to put their money. That'll be really cool. She's also on the board of The Wave, which you have Deb Neff, who is the COO or Director of Operations of The Wave.
Yeah, Tampa Bay Wave. Yep, one of my upcoming guests here in just a moment.
Yeah, so Deb will be able to tell you more about that, but Deb will also be at the lunch today. So it'll be a great group of women talking about this kind of changing culture of women growing their business through an entrepreneurial effort,
Mm-hmm. And also, you have your main event that comes up. I think that's in September. Am I correct? Let's talk a little bit about that because we want to keep the message out there for that. Have tickets gone on sale for that yet?
Yeah, the tickets just went on sale for the Working Women Conference just this week, or maybe it was actually the tail end of last week. And we're putting up. We're just about to put up half of the speakers. So we're bringing women from all over the country in for the conference. There'll be 300 women attending the Strad Center, which is a beautiful facility. We've got a woman coming in from Miami, Luli B, who is a nationally recognized coach. We have a women's empowerment speaker from Atlanta who just released a book coming in. As I mentioned last time we chatted, that Laura Vanderkam, who is a nationally renowned writer. She's been in Fast Company, Entrepreneur.com. She writes on productivity. She just released a book. Actually, it'll come out next month on about women and success and productivity and how to fit all that into their schedules. And she'll be our keynote speaker, and everyone who goes to her lunch will be receiving a signed copy of her book. So I would just say, keep watching WorkingWomenConference.com over the next week or two, and you'll start to see all the different speakers. But tickets are on sale, and so and it's early bird right now. So the earlier you register, the more discounted the prices are. So it's a great time to register.
An interesting fact I want to bring up, Jessica. Now that I'm in about my end of my fourth month on the show, I've been looking over some of the numbers and stats and all the show. Interestingly enough, the show is very popular among women. So, I mean, your show obviously has a lot to do with that. I mean, your segment here on Working Women Wednesdays, but all my social media, even the numbers back from the station show a lot of growth on the women. Not so much the men. The men, I think they like the shock jocks and the political stuff, but the women are really supporting the show. So I have to thank you for being a part of the show, and each and every Wednesday sending me over two professionals. Although today we're talking with Deborah Neff here on the second segment here coming up. But my other guest that you sent me over today, she's tied up with that storm last night, Angela Ardolino with Tampa Bay Parenting, trying to get her on the second half. But she said she's got a tree down in her driveway, so trying to get in touch with her for the second half of the show. But I don't know, I found that interesting that the show appeals to the female audience more so than the male audience, and you Working Women of Tampa Bay have a lot to do with that.
Well, I think it's actually a testament, Jamie, to what you're inspiring to do in Tampa with this idea of bringing positive news to the airwaves, especially during the morning rush hour. As women, we really want to be surrounding ourselves with positive energy and information and resources and support. And so a show like this, showcasing entrepreneurs and business owners, both male and female, really helps, to kind of get us going in the morning. And I think, especially my community of women, which, is about 10,000 women who get our emails, and then 20,000 women who get, our social media, a little bit more than that because we've got about 10,000 on Twitter too. I think that they're supportive of anything that is positive and informative, and that's really what you've been able to do over the last 4 months with this show. So it's the women's business community coming out to support not only working women and the women that come on your show, but also your mission to bring, positivity to the airwaves, especially in the morning as we're kind of getting our day going. We don't really want to be, filled with negative news and having to, kind of change the channel when we're hearing all.
Yeah, this show definitely is outside the norm at the 8 o'clock hour. We're used to hearing something political or maybe one of the shock jocks or just music or just local news. But, I wanted to do something, different for the community, and a show about business owners and entrepreneurs. It's a lot of fun, and it's a great, benefit to the community and a great benefit to all the business owners out there to get their voices heard. So much negativity and political talk on the airwaves. And, I just want to thank you for, being a regular part of the show each and every Wednesday here on Working Women Wednesdays.
You're welcome. And the last thing I'll say, because Deb Neff is not going to brag on the Wave or herself probably nearly as much as she should, is, what the Wave is doing in Tampa Bay and really beyond, because I know that they've had impact as they they go out to Jacksonville for One Spark and all these other great things that they attend to. So they're having impact beyond Tampa Bay as well. But specifically what they do for Tampa Bay to highlight the region for all of our entrepreneurial efforts, and they're great team players in our community as well. They partner with Working Women, they partner with the county, they partner with USF, and Deb can fill you in more, but I just can't say enough for what Tampa Bay Wave and Linda and Deb and Gracie and the entire staff and the board, Christine, Mendoza, who's speaking to me today at one of our power lunches, is on their board, and the amount of impact and ROI they're having in Tampa Bay with, the short amount of staff and the grant money that they have is really amazing. So I'm really excited for Deb to share not only what they're doing, but how people can plug in to the impact that they're already having and grow it, because, we need to throw our support behind the Wave and any other of these organizations that's highlighting entrepreneurship in our area, because it's allowing Tampa to carve out a niche of being this really kind of cool, progressive, entrepreneurial community. And I think that's the only way we're going to be able to attract the businesses and the reputation that I think we really want to. And it's because of Deb and Linda and everyone at the Wave that we're getting, great profile pieces done on Tampa Bay and very cool stuff. So I'm really excited for Deb to share a little bit more about what they do and how we can help them.
Yep, and thank you very much, Jessica. Got to head into the break, but that was Jessica Ravelli, CEO and founder of the Working Women of Tampa Bay Networking Group. Again, a weekly feature here on That Business Show each and every Wednesday. Learn more about them at workingwomenoftampabay.com. Thank you very much, Jessica.
Thanks, Jamie. Bye.
Coming back from the break, we're going to be talking with Deborah Neff, Director of Operations at Tampa Bay Wave, which is a tech startup assistance business accelerator type of group. So I'm very excited for this segment. And again, you're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business.
Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage want you to experience the thrill of one-day underwriting and the comfort in knowing your loans will be clear to close in record time. While the competition looks to a lost closing date, Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage focus on their 12-day clear to close. They do this by utilizing their world-class operations staff to underwrite your loan within 6 hours, process your loan in 12 days, and have your loan closed in time. Underwritten in 6 hours, cleared to close in 12 days. Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage. Are you in need of new flooring or ready to tackle that home remodeling project? Then contact Yeager & Company Incorporated, a family-owned, state-certified general contracting business with over 70 years of experience and the recipient of the Angie's List Super Service Award for the last 8 years in multiple categories. Yeager & Company comes to you with their shop-at-home flooring sales service, and their hardwood flooring refinishing is the very best in the Bay. Kitchen and bath design featuring American-made, well-born cabinets, and all work is done by employees, not subcontractors. Learn more at YeagerFlooring.com.
Have you considered a reverse mortgage as part of your retirement financial plan? For homeowners age 62 or older, a reverse mortgage from Access Reverse Mortgage is a safe, economical way to turn your home's equity into cash or monthly income. Access Reverse Mortgage is a family-owned company based right here in the Tampa Bay area for the past 10 years. They are A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau and Florida's leading reverse mortgage provider. Call 727-347-0305 or go to accessreverse.com to start your research today. NMLS number 4566. That's 727-347-0305.
Hey there, it's Lynn Wise, the founder of Wise Business Advisors and Contractor Business Alliance. I am a certified value builder advisor, and I help business owners build a company that will allow them to have the business that they dreamed of when they started. Why did you go into business for yourself? I'm sure it was not to work 100 hours a week with no work-life balance and no financial freedom. What am I talking about? I'm talking about building a business that provides value to you and your family now and in the future. You can learn about the 8 essential areas of a business that you must build to have a business that can be an asset for your future. Go to wisebusinessadvisors.com and take the Value Builder score. It is free and will deliver your score immediately on how you are doing on building a valuable business for you and your family. Or call me at 772-834-8513 to learn more about the Value Builder system.
Tampa Bay weather is a roof killer. That's why when getting your roof done, you want it done right. Hi, I'm Jamie Meloni of That Business Show. When considering a new roof or repair, talk to Westfall Roofing. They've been installing high-quality roofs in Tampa Bay for over 25 years. Get a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 855-99-ROOFING. That's 855-99-ROOFING. Find out what already 15,000 satisfied customers already know. Call now, 855-99-ROOFING.
Are you looking for a local real estate firm that knows the market and has your interests in mind? Then contact Jim McPeak at McPeak Real Estate Firm, a family-owned business whose agents have over 60-plus years of experience in the Tampa Bay market. Many of the agents are military veterans that know the VA process for buying a home and are proud to help our military members in any way they can. From residential to commercial real estate, McPeak Real Estate Firm is here to help. Contact Jim at 813-495-3875 and learn more at McPeakTeam.com.
From the Bright House Networks Traffic Center.
We've got multiple accidents along southbound US 19-1 just before Sunset Point Road. Another one farther south around 146th Avenue. That's near the exit ramp to 66th Street, which was shut down earlier this morning due to a serious crash. So you may want to use McMullen Booth as an alternate to get through this area. Also in Tampa, earlier crash along Hillsborough near Harney. That's out of your way. Slow traffic on the westbound side of the Selma Crosstown from 75 to 301. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abraham, Son, and Uderick Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line at 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Subway. At Subway, you can make every morning the best morning ever with breakfast sandwiches made fresh with everything you love, like Chipotle Southwest sauce and green peppers. Have it on toasted flatbread or any of your favorite freshly baked breads. Find out why people love Subway breakfast. Subway, eat fresh.
Today, much drier with just a 20% chance of rain, high 92. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 72. Tomorrow, a 10% rain chance, high 91.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Meloni.
Welcome back, everybody, to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business. Again, each and every morning at 8 a.m. here on 1250 WHNZ. And learn more about the show over at TampaBayRadio.com. If you're just tuning in, the last segment, we're talking with the CEO and founder of the networking group, Working Women of Tampa Bay, Jessica Ravelli. Learn more about them at WorkingWomenOfTampaBay.com. And this being Wednesdays, Working Women Wednesdays, a weekly segment brought to us by the Working Women of Tampa Bay networking group, and Jessica Ravelli checking in each and every Wednesdays. And thanks to her and all the members in the organization that are helping support the show here on 1250 WHNZ. Let's bring on my first guest, or second guest, I should say, for the show, Deborah Neff, guides entrepreneurs every day and is the Director of Operations at Tampa Bay Wave, which helps small businesses make strategic partnerships and gives them the tools necessary to build their businesses. She is also an organizer for the Startup Week, as well as participant with Up Global to promote the tech community in Tampa Bay. Deborah, welcome to the show today.
Hi, thank you.
So tell me a little bit more about Tampa Bay Wave. We were chatting a little bit before the segment, and I'm not familiar with the Tampa Bay Wave, but you said this organization has been around for the past 6 years. So tell me about the history of this organization.
Yeah, so we're a nonprofit, and actually we were established 6 years ago with our president and founder, Linda Olson. She's a serial tech entrepreneur and was encountering, she had questions. She kind of wanted to commiserate with other tech entrepreneurs, and she went ahead and made the effort to reach out to some of her friends, and they kind of joined. They created a support group, if you will. And what started as 12 people turned into 24, turned into 60, and the round table, which is that base group of Tampa Bay Wave, is now up to 100 and something roundtable members. So that does still exist. The shift occurred a couple years ago. Linda and the board and some partners in the community, Michelle Royal, Kirsty Chadwick. I'm sure I'm forgetting some people. This is pre-me.
No problem. It's live. I know how it is.
Yeah.
I can't remember everything sometimes when I'm trying to say something too.
But they got together and they kind of had a vision of the other ways that we could assist the greater community and the greater tech entrepreneur, especially people earlier stage. And they created a grant. They created all of the pieces of the puzzle and applied for a federal grant a little over 2 years ago. Thought that it was really just going to be a great way to get all our ducks in a row, and that there was no way we would win this federal grant. Well, we won the federal grant. So we won the I-6 Challenge, and that was in 2012. And it allowed for Tampa Bay Wave to go ahead and move in and create a physical location, as well as go ahead and launch our accelerator program.
Okay.
So we went from this awesome support network that still exists. Now we actually have a physical space, which is a venture center, and that's what I operate. The venture center supports co-working, incubation of early stage companies, and allows for all the other pieces of the entrepreneurial puzzle to coexist so that everybody can collaborate and innovate together.
So when the organization was it founded with the mission to assist all entrepreneurs, and through the grant that it morphed into a tech assistance group? Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, it's always been tech-based. It's kind of been, let's say the people that they're creating mobile apps, web apps, anything that is a tech, it has to have a serious tech component. Mind you, that did get very particular when the grant came about. Just
right, you're saying that the grant
on it,
the grant
it has always
mandates
been
this, that it has to be tech related. Okay,
right.
So
and,
go ahead.
Yeah,
things like apps and I guess software,
right?
Different types of support companies, things of that nature that are in the tech business. Are you seeing now? How long have you been involved with the organization?
So I've been with Wave a little over 2 years.
2 years. And what have you seen in the past 2 years? You hear so much about Tampa being entrepreneurial and the growth of entrepreneurism through the Tampa Bay region. What are you seeing, from your perspective being in the space?
Yeah, I think what I have had the pleasure of seeing, because really for me, I started in the tech entrepreneurial space. If you go back even further, 4 or 5 years ago, I started volunteering with Startup Weekend. And my husband is a global director for an organization called Startup Bus. And, so the entrepreneurial spirit is kind of something that I did for volunteer work, and it's my passion. And the couple years ago when I moved into the Wave space, it's kind of like we've been on this roller coaster, and it's just kind of going up and up and up and up and up, and we're just waiting to.
But you're definitely seeing a growth in startups.
Increase.
That's what I'm getting at. You're definitely seeing a growth in the tech startup. What type of applications or startups are you seeing? Are you seeing a lot of app designers try to come into the marketplace? What type of space in the tech businesses are you seeing specifically growth in?
Right. Most common, I think we see such a wide variety of applicants because we also have an accelerator program as well. So it's easier for me to, looking at the accelerator. I know Jake receives applications across the board, and that's where tech component can be pretty wide. We did just receive an additive grant, which has allowed us to harness and focus on several verticals. And one of the verticals is women-founded entrepreneurs, women-founded, startups. So that's super exciting for us. But I've seen everything from fitness applications to the marble skateboard is in our accelerator program.
The marble skateboard.
Right. And he has been...
what is that, and how is that tech related?
Well, Matt Belcher has been creating this skateboard that it actually runs off of an app on the phone. Yes. And it's automated.
Oh, man, I bet you all the traditional skateboarders are looking at that.
It's amazing.
Yeah, but they're probably thinking, oh, my gosh, these people, these techies are now invading the skateboarding business.
That's okay.
Come on,
making
please.
it awesome, yeah. So it's a skateboard that goes really quick. It's light. It has a great battery charge, and he's been, really progressive in creating
So you stand on the skateboard
pieces.
And you're controlling the skateboard while you're on the skateboard with this app?
The app relates to the skateboard.
What about
He's
balance?
producing it all. He's producing the skateboard,
the
app. It is his innovative masterpiece.
That's crazy. Does it work on the half pipe too when they're doing the 360s and the flips and all that type of stuff?
I don't know. I don't think I'd try. The thing goes pretty quickly.
That's interesting. Where can I want to learn more about that? Is that on the market yet, or is that still in the?
It is. He did a Kickstarter campaign and just knocked it out the park, and he's in production right now locally. So that's all totally Tampa made.
I wouldn't expect that. That's
Marbel.
A skateboard that's controlled by an app on your phone, so you just kind of ride around on it. But obviously, you probably can't do none of the tricks and stuff that the traditional skateboarders can do.
They get pretty crazy on the marble board.
Wow, that's
Check
amazing.
It out. Check it out. But there's a huge, difference
I'm going to pull
in the
that site
type
during the break. I'm going to take a look at
you
that here.
It's a huge, we can support a lot of different types of entrepreneurs.
Yeah. Hold that point there. I've got a lot of more questions here for Deborah Neff with Tampa Bay. We've got to head into a break here, but coming back from the break, we'll be talking a little bit more with Deborah Neff. Learn more about them at tampabaywave.org. And you've been listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business.
Hi, welcome to Yeager's. We just want to take a minute and show you what we're all about. At Yeager's, our primary business is hardwood flooring, although we are remodelers for kitchen, bath, and general construction. We operate a fleet of shop-at-home vans that have all the flooring type products: hardwood flooring, laminate flooring, tile, stone, what have you. So we're able to come out first with products in our vehicles and take a look at the setting, how the colors will work, and then to be able to come up with some options and ideas for you. If that's not good enough, we have a large distribution center that we inventory product and have a nice display area.
Card Advance. OnDeck has an A-plus Better Business Bureau rating and is publicly listed on the New York Stock Exchange. OnDeck provides financing to hundreds of different businesses like restaurants, auto body shops, doctors, accounting, plumbers, and retail providers. If you're frustrated by the paperwork and long decision times of traditional lenders, contact OnDeck for the funding you need in as little as 24 hours. We provided $1.7 billion to small businesses. So go to OnDeckLending.com or call 800-293-5565. That's 800-293-5565.
From the Bright House Networks Traffic Center.
Big problems now along southbound US 19 in Clearwater and Largo. First incident is along southbound US 19 just before Sunset Point. That crash is blocking the lane. Also southbound US 19 just before 66th Street exit area. Second crash in that area this morning, blocking a couple lanes. And the exit road to 66th Street still remains closed. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abraham, Son and Udork Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line at 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Subway. Discover the big taste of the new Subway Chipotle Chicken Melt with guacamole, tender chicken, Chipotle Southwest sauce, and delicious guacamole. Perfectly made from ripe Hass avocados. Or add new guacamole to any of your favorite sandwiches for a big wow. Subway, eat fresh.
Winds, weather center forecast. The high today reaching the low mid-90s. A lot of sunshine today, a few stray clouds, and a very small rain chance. 10% of anything popping up today. Lows tonight in the mid to low 70s. Impact Radio, 1250 Winds, WHNZ.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Winds, WHNZ. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
Welcome back, everybody, to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Again, this show on each and every weekday morning at 8 a.m. here on 1250 WHNZ, and is a show with a positive message about our business owners, entrepreneurs, political leaders, and people making a difference in and around the Tampa Bay and regional communities. If you'd like to make an appearance on the show, please reach out to me. A lot of people are reaching out to me each and every week for more information on how to get onto the show, and there is no cost. I'm always looking for content, always looking to meet members of the community, and best way to get me, head over to TampaBayRadio.com. There is a contact form on the site. Send me a message of what it is that you're doing and why you'd like to be on the show, and I'd happy to chat with you a little bit about what I'm doing, and love to get you in here and then hear about how you're making a difference in the Tampa Bay community. Also, learn more about the show over at TampaBayRadio.com, where you can see all of my past shows on demand, and also all over the different social networking sites. Twitter under Jamie_Maloney, you find a lot of my updates and put out all the shows on there, as well as Facebook.com/That Business Show. A lot of activity on that site. And if you're a podcast enthusiast, we put this up on iTunes as well, so you can catch all the shows usually within 24 to 48 hours after the airing of the show. Just search for That Business Show over on iTunes. It's Working Women Wednesdays, a weekly feature brought to us by the Working Women of Tampa Bay Networking Group. Learn more about them at workingwomenoftampabay.com. And I'm currently talking with Deborah Neff, Director of Operations with Tampa Bay Wave. Learn more about their program at tampabaywave.org. And Deborah, during that last segment there, I was kind of got stuck on the fact that this skateboard that you can control with an app on your phone. And I'm checking out this person's website, which is ridemarble.com, and marble is spelled Marbel. And I definitely, this is the type of person that I want to get in the show. So please make an introduction to this gentleman. I want to know all about this. What are some? Can you give me another another business that has come out of Tampa Bay Wave that has made a difference in the community?
Yeah, I think when I was thinking about it, and I think Mama Bear app is another really great one to highlight. And it's an app that is, you say you have an iPhone, you have young children that are, maybe early teenage years, even driving children. You can load this app onto their phone, and it's not intended to be spyware by any stretch of the imagination. It's intended to be an app that's used to open up communication with your children so that they know there's Mama Bear app on your phone. You better keep your phone on. No, it's not about hiding anything. It's about opening up the lines of communication. But it will, you can monitor social network data. So say you set it up so if this, X, Y, Z, pick words.
Right.
And those are, if they hit your children's, different social networking sites, then it'll send an alert to the parent.
Okay, so Mama Bear app, it's designed for parents to watch their children on the social networking
Make sure they're not getting bullied, make sure they're not bullying. Mm-hmm. And then it gets as progressive as, say, you have a 16-year-old that's driving and you want to know when your 16-year-old is going over 85 miles an hour.
Oh,
it'll
really?
Send
That's
it will
interesting.
send
That is
an
very
actual
interesting.
alert to you. So that's really neat, and it's.
And somebody from Tampa started this app.
Mm-hmm.
Is this app on the market and available on? So is it available?
This is active and ready, and they've been in the accelerator program, and they're in our actual space. I've been, we actually work with the development team. All of the developers are in Tampa Bay Wave working together.
Wow, that's incredible. Tell me a little bit about the different types of people that are coming through the program. We talked, you touched on it briefly during that last segment, but the men versus the women component. Are you seeing more men versus women, more women versus men that are doing startups? Tell me a little bit about that component.
Yeah, I think that just like in a lot of other business, it's kind of still a male-dominated world. But just like in everything else, we're seeing a rise in women and especially in entrepreneurism. And it's been really cool. We just received an additive grant with the federal government, and it's allowing us to kind of make sure that we're creating and growing those partnerships with women organizations in order to bring in more women to satisfy this vertical. And we know they're out there. It's just a matter of just like the developer that's working in their basement or a coffee shop and we're trying to bring them out of the woodwork. It's the same thing with women entrepreneurs. They're at home. They're out in their own, they're working as well in whatever career area that they're in. And they have the ideas and we just want to kind of bring them in and give them a space to be able to talk about them and then hopefully help them grow their businesses as well.
Now, how does the program work at Tampa Bay Wave? And again, learn more about them at tampabaywave.org. Is this kind of like just sporadic classes that people can go? Maybe they just need a quick class on, how to start a business and then incorporate, for instance. Or is this a program that takes several months or a year to get through? Tell me about how the operation works.
Right. So we have a couple different aspects of entry. So you can either say that you want to come and co-work with us. Then you would come in and you can just work on your startup out of our co-working space. And of course, we constantly have different meetups that are happening and events and your level of activity. What I always tell people when they're coming in is the more that you put yourself out there, the more that you're going to receive, which is kind of everything in life. Mm-hmm. Same thing at Tampa Bay Wave. But we also have an accelerator program. And with the accelerator program, you apply and then you have 6 months a 6-month gateway where it's 6 months of like built-in curriculum that Jake Filoramo is working on.
Okay.
And that is more regimented and you're going to learn certain things pertaining to the creation of your startup and continuing to grow.
Okay, so it's
startup.
a 6-month program, or is there different programs?
There's different pieces of it. So there's build, launch, and grow.
Okay, so is the program designed strictly for a startup? What if I've been in business for a few years and I'm just looking to expand it? Can existing businesses also apply to this program?
Yeah, if you still fit the parameters, like if your company is still scalable and your company absolutely meets that tech component requirement within the verticals, then you can absolutely, maybe you'll come in as a grow company. So you're super established, you have revenue, you have, you're definitely prepared and you're ready for more capital investment. When you meet certain markers defines what piece of the program you're in.
How strict is this tech component? I mean, obviously you can spin different things as tech to some degree, but and I assume that this is part of the application process, but how specific is that tech component?
It's pretty much exactly what you just said. I mean, it has to have the tech component, but just like you said, you can kind of spin it. I mean, there's different things that not everything is a iPhone app, but it definitely, just like the marble board.
What are some of the other startups that are not app related? I'm putting you on the spot here, but what are some of the other ideas that people have put forth that are not necessarily app related in the tech industry? Are you seeing some things in the software business, things of that nature in Tampa Bay?
There's plenty in Tampa Bay. Now that you put me on the spot, I cannot. I'm trying to think. Everything I'm coming up with is an app.
Yeah. Well, obviously,
count.
no. I mean, that's an important point. That this highlights that the app business is really starting to take off. I featured a guest that had started the Rhino app, which is an app designed to work with your friends' social networks, and you could get recommendations on different things like restaurants, hotels, and entertainment centers strictly from your friends. And the app is called Rhino, but it takes your friends from your social media sites, so your recommendations are strictly from friends and not the general public. And Brian Kornfeld Apps, he was in studio talking about that, and just it's interesting. I was thinking about doing an app for my radio show, and I thought that would be a neat little feature. I know several radio show hosts are starting to jump on that bandwagon of having an app for their radio show, and so that's something I'm starting to pencil down. The cost of that is kind of expensive though, but something
I can introduce
in the
you to some good people.
I'm sure you can, absolutely. So now the programs, you said it was a 6-month program. Do you go through the class with like the same group of people, and then the next class comes in? And how many different classes have you put through the program now?
Ooh, I think we have to be. Man, Jake would know this off.
That's fine. No, I mean,
we have to be somewhere around 10.
10 different classes have been through the program.
Right.
And how does it work in the sense of, is it a weekly class? Is it on the weekends? How is it put together?
Right. And it's interesting because really what we started with a couple years ago, we're in a much different, things have changed significantly in the last 6 months, I would say. And really, we are a startup, which is the coolest part. So you can't really.
Tampa Bay Wave is a startup on top of the fact that you are helping startups.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, so, when it comes to the opening of the Venture Center and what we're doing with the Accelerator program, we're 2 years old. We're a baby. We're pretty new into this as well. But the Accelerator program, it's been really cool to watch it, where it started off as like this virtual, it was created to be virtual, but we wanted people to come into the space and get to know each other because we knew that collaboration and innovation and creating that trusting environment was going to be like crucial to our success. And then we've seen this shift in the last 6 months to a year where Jake has kind of taken the program and been like, okay, let's really create more solid curriculum. And it's been a product of the year and a half prior, kind of seeing what is really working and what's not. So as much as we're teaching people to pivot and figure out what your business model is and kind of figure out what what are the pieces that you need in the business validation. We've kind of been doing the same thing over the last 2 years, and we're seeing this beautiful creation come out of that where now it is more curriculum based and there is that 6-month piece, and then you can graduate into the next section. And
an important component of growth in business is having a mentor. And I'm over at your site just perusing it right now at tampabaywave.org. But I see you have a mentoring program as part of the curriculum. Tell me a little bit about this program.
Okay, so what you're seeing up there, the Startup Surge, is actually an event that we do twice a year, and that is open to everyone.
Okay.
That is, if you're just curious about what we do, it is the most amazing experience. So we bring in mentors across every type of, every business segment that we can find, and people come in and they sign up for different 20-minute slots with these different mentors.
Okay.
And then they get the opportunity to make like that initial connection with people they probably or likely would not otherwise get to meet.
Okay, so this is a program that's open to all people,
that's
not
open
just
to everyone.
Okay, and I'm at the site again, tampabaywave.org. It looks like it's every Wednesday you have up to 3 experts on hand for bookable one-on-one meetings. It's free for your members, but it says $15 for non-members. So
right, so that's our office hours. So you can do that and check out who's going to be on site. So basically, if you take that office hours and you aggregate it all into one day, June 4th is going to be Startup Surge.
I'm looking
that's
at the
where
site, yeah.
everybody's
So
together.
I'm seeing the different mentors that you have coming up. So I see you have somebody coming up on business law and contracts, marketing position strategy. So, wow, this is just a great resource, something that I'm going to just keep on my radar to check out each and every week. So got to take another quick break, but if you're tuning in, we're talking with Deborah Neff. She is the Director of Operations at Tampa Bay Wave. Learn more about them at tampabaywave.org. And you've been listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business.
Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage want you to experience the thrill of one-day underwriting and the comfort in knowing your loans will be clear to close in record time. While the competition looks to a lost closing date, Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage focus on their 12-day clear to close. They do this by utilizing their world-class operations staff to underwrite your loan within 6 hours, process your loan in 12 days, and have your loan closed in time. Underwritten in 6 hours, cleared to close in 12 days. Bud Spriggs and Movement Mortgage. Are you in need of new flooring or ready to tackle that home remodeling project? Then contact Yeager & Company Incorporated, a family-owned, state-certified general contracting business with over 70 years of experience and the recipient of the Angie's List Super Service Award for the last 8 years in multiple categories. Yeager & Company comes to you with their shop-at-home flooring sales service, and their hardwood flooring refinishing is the very best in the Bay. Kitchen and bath design featuring American-made, well-born cabinets. And all work is done by employees, not subcontractors. Learn more at YeagerFlooring.com.
Have you considered a reverse mortgage as part of your retirement financial plan? For homeowners age 62 or older, a reverse mortgage from Access Reverse Mortgage is a safe, economical way to turn your home's equity into cash or monthly income. Access Reverse Mortgage is a family-owned company based right here in the Tampa Bay area for the past 10 years. They are A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau and Florida's leading reverse mortgage provider. Call 727-347-0305 or go to accessreverse.com to start your research today. NMLS number 4566. That's 727-347-0305.
Hey there, it's Lynn Wise, the founder of Wise Business Advisors and Contractor Business Alliance. I am a certified value builder advisor, and I help business owners build a company that will allow them to have the business that they dreamed of when they started. Why did you go into business for yourself? I'm sure it was not to work 100 hours a week with no work-life balance and no financial freedom. What am I talking about? I'm talking about building a business that provides value to you and your family now and in the future. You can learn about the 8 essential areas of a business that you must build to have a business that can be an asset for your future. Go to wisebusinessadvisors.com and take the Value Builder score. It is free and will deliver your score immediately on how you are doing on building a valuable business for you and your family. Or call me at 772-834-8513 to learn more about the Value Builder system.
Tampa Bay weather is a roof killer. That's why when getting your roof done, you want it done right. Hi, I'm Jamie Maloney of That Business Show. When considering a new roof or repair, talk to Westfall Roofing. They've been installing high-quality roofs in Tampa Bay for over 25 years. Get a free, no-obligation estimate by calling 855-99-ROOFING. That's 855-99-ROOFING. Find out what already 15,000 satisfied customers already know. Call now, 855-99-ROOFING.
Are you looking for a local real estate firm that knows the market and has your interests in mind? Then contact Jim McPeak at McPeak Real Estate Firm, a family-owned business whose agents have over 60-plus years of experience in the Tampa Bay market. Many of the agents are military veterans that know the VA process for buying a home and are proud to help our military members in any way they can. From residential to commercial real estate, McPeak Real Estate Firm is here to help. Contact Jim at 813-495-3875 and learn more at McPeakTeam.com.
From the Bright House Networks Traffic Center.
Southbound US 19 is very slow through Clearwater approaching Sunset Point. That's due to a crash in the right-hand lane. Also one on the Frontage Road and also southbound US 19 to 66th Street. That ramp remains closed due to an early morning accident. Traffic still slow off of the Howard Franklin Bridge into Tampa. See traffic problems, call the injury firm of Abraham, Son, and Uterick. Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line at 866-545-9595.
This report is brought to you by Subway. Discover the big taste of the new Subway Chipotle Chicken Melt with guacamole, tender chicken, Chipotle Southwest sauce, and delicious guacamole. Perfectly made from ripe Hass avocados. Or add new guacamole to any of your favorite sandwiches for a big wow. Subway, eat fresh.
Today, much drier with just a 20% chance of rain, high 92. Tonight, partly cloudy, low 72. Tomorrow, a 10% rain chance, high 91.
You're listening to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney on 1250 Wins WHNZ. Once again, here's your host, Jamie Maloney.
Welcome back, everybody, to That Business Show with Jamie Maloney, where business becomes show business. Thanks for taking some time out of your morning and listening to the show here on 1250 WHNZ. Keep in mind, this show is on weekdays at 8 a.m. here on 1250 WHNZ, and it's all about business owners, entrepreneurs, and people making a difference in and around the Tampa Bay and regional communities. It's currently Working Women Wednesdays, a weekly feature brought to us by the Working Women of Tampa Bay Networking Group. Learn more about them at workingwomenoftampabay.com. My one guest that was supposed to be on the show was unable to be in studio today. Angela Ardolino, she was the founder and editorial director of Tampa Bay Parenting Magazine. The storm last night put a tree down in her driveway, and unable to get her on the show today. But we'll get her featured here on a segment coming up here in the near future. I promoted that as well. So if you were tuning in to check out the segment on parenting, I apologize, but she was unable to make it into the studio today. Currently talking to Deborah Neff, Director of Operations with Tampa Bay Wave. Learn more about them at tampabaywave.org. And Deborah, you were talking a little bit a moment ago about you have a physical location, but you're about to move. So let's talk a little bit about where you're going to be located.
Yeah, so we are super excited. We've loved our time in the Rivergate Tower, the round building. Just loved our time. But we know we've pretty much found our forever home. So we're moving it's only 5 blocks down the road on Kennedy, and we just made the proper introductions and met a gentleman named Rich McIntyre, who was he's a local attorney, and he's very community minded, and he really wanted us to come and share his building with him. And it's just incredibly exciting. An incredible amount of work right now, but
okay. So where are you moving to specifically? What is the location
so
again?
We're going to be in 500 East Kennedy Boulevard in downtown Tampa. The positives: there's a ton more parking options, which we've kind of encountered as an issue in our current location. It's just a beautiful space. We know we're going to be able to continue to build and expand our reach and ability to assist the entrepreneur, and it's more of a forever home. So we are super excited to be
That's
moving.
great to hear about the growth and the expansion of the something related to entrepreneurism in the Tampa Bay region. Tell me about you have a feature that you promote, like the co-working space. Tell me a little bit about this.
Yeah, so for me, that's really what I was brought in. I kind of organize things, and I like spreadsheets and data, and that's just the kind of nerd that I am.
Okay.
And what's awesome is that's what I get to do, is facilitate this co-working space. And the biggest thing has been, we've done a ton of work on culture, and that's our tenant. You come in, we want you to feel like you are safe, and you can speak freely, and you can just co-work. You're coexisting amongst other people.
This is a shared business space. You come in, you rent a cubicle or a conference room.
Yeah, you can rent a conference room. Some people have offices, and then really open co-working is just giant tables, and people just kind of work next to each other. A lot of times, even if you have an office in our space, you can't just go in your office and close the door. You're actually committing to giving back to the community at least 10 hours a month. And that's because it's that whole culture piece. We want everybody to know everybody, and to know how people can assist, and just to create those synergies so that it's constant collaboration.
How do these programs work? Again, I'm over at tampabaywave.org, and I see you've got this up on the site. You have monthly allowances for this, weekly, things like this, or do you have a weekly? Tell me how the program works.
Right. So you can drop in for a day, which is $15 a day. And beyond that, then it kind of goes to a monthly structure. So you can choose to come in just 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. 8 to 5, we're really not too particular. And that's $100 a month. Or if you want 24/7 access, that's $150 a month. And if you
so this is it could be either an office away from your office, or for somebody who's mobile, let's say a photographer who's out on the road a lot, give them a
happy
space
to come and stop by.
That's a perfect idea right there to stop in for.
And we do have that. We have videographers. We have everything from the developer that just kind of needs some time out of their spare bedroom and kind of human interaction. We have graphic designers, business development people. Everything you can imagine, all the pieces of the puzzle come in co-work.
Okay. Also, I noticed in your biography, you're an organizer for Startup Weekend and Startup Week. I'm not even familiar with these, so tell me a little bit about Startup Weekend and Startup Week.
So for me, that's where the passion project began, is Startup Weekend. 5 years ago, we did the first Startup Weekend, at the Microsoft community space here in Tampa. And I was not an organizer then. We had mutual friends that were organizers, and my husband was like, let's go check this out. And I went, and I ended up staying all 54 hours, and I worked my butt off. And I just volunteered and, cleaned up, and I don't know, just the energy and the passion in the community there. Now that supports all entrepreneurs. You have an idea, you go, you pitch your idea on Friday night. Internally, the entire people that attend vote on what they think is the best idea. And the top 10 are picked from the votes. And then everybody kind of breaks apart into teams. And the rest of that 54 hours is spent creating that product, creating that idea. And then at the end, Sunday night, everybody pitches and we have a winner. We've seen amazing things come from that. We had a company called Exmo. They won probably 3 years ago. I think it was 3 years ago. So they won a startup weekend, turned into, they just sold their company to Ticketmaster.
Wow.
So I mean, like that, what started as a startup weekend project, of course, that team of 10 turned into a team of 2, and those 2 guys are still heavily active in our community with Startup Weekend and Up Global, and they've just continued to morph and pivot with their product, but they've been, incredibly successful. And it's
so Startup
really
Week,
cool to see
Startup
them.
Weekend, this is not 2 separate things, right? This is just the whole week, Startup Week in the
Right. So
Startup Weekend?
Yeah, Startup Week was something that we were chosen by Chase Bank and Up Global last year. We were told in October. We were chosen to pilot this Startup Week with Chase Bank. So Chase gave us, a lot of support with humans, financially, just and promotion every way that they could. And we were given the task of taking 1 week and aggregating all entrepreneurial activities that occur in our Tampa Bay area.
Now, when is the week? Is this an annual event now that comes up?
Mm-hmm. So last one was first or second week in February.
Okay,
we just did our first one.
Okay, so it's going to be coming up annually each
Mm-hmm.
February. Is this a program that operates through Tampa Bay Wave, or is this something outside of Tampa Bay?
This is my volunteer passion.
Okay, so this is a
work.
volunteer effort. So this is outside of the Tampa Bay Wave
Tampa
program?
Bay Wave is a huge supporter of Startup Weekend as well. And we try and definitely huge supporter and partner, but it's kind of 2 different hats.
And is this sort of like a Shark Tank environment where you go and you pitch your idea in front of like 4 very scary, very successful 4 or 5 entrepreneurs?
It's more like a goldfish tank.
Okay. So it's a much softer environment than Shark Tank.
Like it's
obviously.
very serious and high energy. And when you talk about Startup Weekend, there's no sharks, but there's probably equally as amount of like stress. I mean, that 54 hours will do something to somebody.
Yeah.
They're starting to pull their hair out and such.
Well, anytime you're
But-
pitching a new idea to anybody, even your friends and family,
Yeah.
there's always this, is this going to work?
It's intense, but it's not really intense via anybody external, the people themselves.
Is there a
can bring
website
enough
for Startup
intensity.
Week and Startup Weekend? Or is there a website available for this?
Yeah, you can go to startupweekend.org.
Okay.
And then the Tampa chapter, I think it's /Tampa.
Wow. Well, we'll get that up on the show
out.
recap. I'll verify that so people that are interested
Me
can
too.
follow my blog over at tampabayradio.com
Perfect.
on the show recap. Well, we got to wrap it up. Deborah, great discussion today about Tampa Bay Wave. I greatly appreciate you stopping in this morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you for having me. This has been awesome.
Absolutely. And that was Deborah Neff, Director of Operations with Tampa Bay Wave. Learn more about their organization and the Tech Startup Business Accelerator Program at tampabaywave.org. Well, it's Wednesdays. This is a weekly feature, Working Women Wednesdays, that has been brought to us by the Working Women of Tampa Bay Networking Group. Learn more about them at workingwomenoftampabay.com and tune in each and every Wednesdays to hear about women entrepreneurship in the Tampa Bay region. You've been listening to That Business Show with Jamie Meloni, where business becomes show business.